there's two sides to every coin. Just like there's two sides to every horror story. The scary side, and the chance for some comedy. Now, there's nothing like comedy and the scaries going together. Being at this job for, 20, 30 years, you've seen every run-of-the-mill type of story there is. But something about this one, something about this Garth Marenghi's Darkplace, there's something I need to investigate about it, because it is hilarious.
We envisioned the horror gallery to be something of all kinds of horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so today we're definitely watching something that isn't like any of the horror that we've watched thus far during this whole experiment. And that is Garth Marenghi's Darkplace.
What is that?
Well, I know you like going into stuff with knowing as little as possible, so I feel like we should just jump right in. Does that sound good?
That sounds good to me.
Okay. And I will just give background on myself for this without giving anything away about the show. I saw this close to 15 years ago, which would have put me in middle school, early high school. So, yeah, I know, right? So, I only have the very vaguest of memory, and I did not see all of it, but I just have always known what it is. And I want to give credit to Lauren SB1B, who actually brought this up in the comments and asked if we knew about it, recommended it for the horror gallery. So we love to take audience submissions for the horror gallery, even though I knew about this already and have seen some of it. It's been so long that it's basically like a first-time watch for me. I'm just going to know a little bit more than you as far as the premise, but I'm excited to get jumping right in. So we're watching this right off of YouTube.
I'm Garth Marenghi, author, dreamweaver, visionary, plus actor. You are entering my dark.
Where the hell did you see this?
Wild time on the internet, man.
Somebody tossed a cat.
I've just graduated from Harvard College Yale. I aced every semester and I got an A.
Well, that sounds excellent.
Just the framing of the shot, like he's all the way at the bottom.
Welcome to Darkplace, Liz. My hand!
It's like Tim and Eric before Tim and Eric.
Yeah, it is very similar to that. I do think it did play on Adult Swim at one time.
I got a script, read it. I said, this is going to be the most significant televisual event since Quantum Leap.
Oh, well.
I do not say that lightly.
Your daddy is very sick, champ.
Is he going to die?
We're doing all we can, but I'm not Jesus Christ.
Work you too hard here. They should pay you a hero's wage.
You're a good kid.
And you're a great doctor.
Listen up, ladies, we've got a situation. A little lass has just cracked her nut, and if she croaks, my ass is grass. I have more things to say.
Go on. Sorry for the interruption.
Don't mention it.
I had a vision. I'm a psychic.
And I'm Bo Derek.
No, you're not.
You're right. I guess I use sarcasm as a defence.
Just like terrible writing. Just like...
Come on. I'll lend you money for a coffee.
I'll lend you money.
Not buy her a coffee.
You really are psychic.
Yes. Watch this.
Oh, God.
Impressive. But don't do that on the ward. Larry was a colleague of mine when I first started here at Darkplace. Saved my life once. I saved his life twice, so I was one up. Naturally, we both became fascinated with the occult. Larry suggested we try and open the gates of hell right here in the canteen. Halfway through, I went to the kitchen to fix us both a Coke float.
Halfway through.
He'd gone insane.
Holy shit.
Just 2 minutes.
When I first joined this hospital, I was strictly solo.
Just like a terrible ADR. Oh, shit! What?
I think I'm gonna die.
Oh, God.
No, you're not. You're gonna make it. I'll get help. No! Kill me. Oh, Jesus, Larry, don't do this to me. I beg you.
Just a shovel already in there.
You used this to treat him? Where the hell did you train?
I didn't want to use that thing. Larry was my friend.
It's horrible.
Is this hospital called St. Crock of Shit?
All right, calm down. Cool it, Sanchez, or you'll get a knuckle supper. Look, Douglas, you're an excellent doctor.
I went for a drive to clear my head, which is why I'm now in the car.
Why is it so far away?
Good God, that's a lot.
Oh, God. Is she gonna explode again?
Look out, he's got a gun.
Just shooting out in the field.
I had to put a cap in her shoulder. Tell her I'm sorry.
The tombstone's like in the wind. It's like cheap.
What is this, the room set?
Yeah, it does look like that, yeah.
From this day on, I'd have to fight these forces of darkness and deal with the burden of day-to-day admin.
Why is his arm in a sling? Like nothing happened to him.
You sit down at the typewriter and start hitting the keys. Getting them in the right order, that's the trick.
Holy shit.
Ooh, all right.
Where has this been all of my life? Okay, how did you find this?
So I got to give credit to, my best of my memory is that was my older brother showed me, Chris. From what I remember, and also just refreshing my memory as I was looking it up the last couple of days, this was obviously a British television show. And then after it's, was on the air, kind of got onto the internet once the internet was a thing, got a cult following, and that's how it kind of made its way over here. It eventually did play on like Adult Swim and small kind of niche networks like that.
Okay.
However, unfortunately, it only has 6 episodes. It was just one little quick season of something they tried to make and then got canceled, and so now it's just this cult thing of 6 episodes.
Like what year?
2004. Yeah, 2004, beginning of 2004.
Okay, gotcha. I don't know when Tim and Eric started, but whatever. This looks like
very similar. Yeah.
This looks like it was made in the '80s, just based on the quality and production value. This is everything I wish Red Dwarf was. I mean, yeah, everything I wish Red Dwarf was. Yeah, this. Right up my alley, just that perfect dumb comedy and those little visual gags where it's like if you're really paying attention, like you pointed out, why was his arm in a sling? I feel like if I watch this again, I'd pick up on 10 times more if I'm really like looking closely. Just like they're British, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is a British comedy I was talking about, like that I'm looking for. It's like snappy, quick, doesn't hold on to too long, hilarious, just little subtle gags. I love this.
Yeah, for me, what I love about it so much is that, the way that it's, the story is framed is about, he made this TV show, put himself in it, it didn't get put on air, and now he's putting it on air. So it's like, dives a little bit into the documentary side of it, but not really. But you just have those interviews. But because it's framed like that, we're aware as the audience of like, oh, this is a bad TV show, from the outset. So I love just all of the technical stuff, like the cuts, the random cuts, or the boss, being a bad actor, who's the producer. And my favorite thing though is probably just the bad framing, like when they would show a character and their head just like all the way in the bottom, and like that type of stuff that you don't necessarily think about when you watch TV because you just expect it to be what's the word, competent. Mm-hmm. So like I'm not gonna like praise, like, oh, look at this good framing, because you just expect it. So then like making fun of stuff like that I think is hilarious.
Yeah, it's like The Office with Michael making his own movie and like watching those like this. it's framed exactly like that. Like, yeah, so you laugh at the terrible stuff. Like, yeah, just like the boss looking directly at the camera, and then like a cut where he's not looking at the camera, and then he looks at the camera at the end, and another cut like, right after he looks at the camera. Or just little things like he raises his hand, and like the camera pans over to his hand, puts the hand down, pans away, and he goes to bring his hand up, and the camera starts to go that way, but then it doesn't because he doesn't put his hand all the way up. It's like little things like that are just so hilarious. Oh, yeah, this guy's this Garth guy, Garth Marenghi. Like, I want to watch the other 5 episodes. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm definitely down to do so. They're only 20 minutes, so it was, I don't want to say long, but it was a bit like all over the place because I think it was the first episode, so it's kind of just like setting up, this world and what it is, and they had to kind of get into the story there at the end of it with the whole portal opening up. But like at the end of the day, it's like, who cares? It's this show could be, the next episode could be totally unrelated. It wouldn't even matter, you know?
Right.
The one thing I will say is, I've said before with comedy, don't want to just harp on Red Dwarf, but with any did I say Dwarf?
Dwarf?
But with any comedy, it's never all going to hit. So it's like there are, we didn't bust out laughing at every single joke in this, but I think the gold thing with comedy is there more hits than misses, is what matters at the end of the day. And there were a lot of jokes packed in here. Like, I'm sure there was ones we even missed, but there was enough of them that got us that I feel like that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, this is just more my speed, and if Red Dwarf's your speed, if you find that funny, great, but this is like what I've been looking for.
And I've actually never watched Tim and Eric. I mean, I've watched it like in passing, but I've never like sat down and watched it. I get the vibe and the aesthetic of it, which is very much what it looks like it's presented here, but I don't know what I would be curious if someone who's a fan of both. I mean, you've seen the show, right?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the show. I almost like this more, because like sometimes Tim and Eric is too goofy for me.
It's like a sketch show, right?
Yeah, where it's like almost too much, where it's like, oh, like this is like that perfect level of sarcastic and crazy, in my opinion. It's not too overboard. Because some segments on Tim and Eric, I'm like, this is too dumb.
Yeah, like what we were expecting from British humor of both dry and sarcastic and absurd at the same time.
Yeah.
Balancing that. I agree with you, like Monty Python, that's what I was expecting. And that's why, like, so for example, some of the jokes not landing. Like, at the beginning, the whole thing with his side doctor, Sanch, like him, like, screaming when he's holding her hand, right? It's like, oh, this is going on a little bit, But it's like, someone's going to find that joke hilarious. It's people's humor is just a little bit different. So there's, like, all types of different jokes just in this 20-minute thing. It's like, so it's like the writing is so bad, but it makes it so good. It's, like, very fascinating.
Yeah, I would call this a wonderful pilot, because it did the job. Maybe someone will like my show in season 4. Like, no. We're gonna make episode 1 the best possible episode that we can with our budget. And if they pick it up, great. I'm not gonna be like, you know what, season 4. That's when it's gonna happen. That's when it's gonna. No, you go in with your best stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're down to watch more, so am I. Unfortunately, there's only 6 episodes, so it shouldn't be too hard.
Well, it doesn't overstay its welcome. That's good.
Exactly.
In my 35 to 40 years of detective work, that might be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Going to this dark place reminded me of another dark place, where there's certain tales that are kept in a crypt. And well, the one segment I want to watch, it has top billing.